Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of modeling slope-intercept form. This is standard 8.5i in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 21 off the 2021 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got a graph here that isn't even graphed yet. We need to graph it. They give us these points, and we just need to find an equation that's going to represent that function. So we just need to graph these points a little bit here. So let's look at this first one. So -1 is going to be our x. And as you can see, we've got fractions here. So my -1/4 is going to be that first line right there. So it's going to be -1. It's going to be my x, and then my y is going to be -1/4. All right, so let's put that right there. Then my next one is going to be an x of 1, and then y of -3/4. So that's going to be 1, 2. That's going to be down here. All right, so there's my 2 points, and that's all I have. So if you were doing this on the actual STAAR test, I would definitely suggest getting a straight edge and trying to connect those 2 points, because we need to see where does it pass through the y-axis. That's going to be very important. So it doesn't have to go all the way to either side of the graph. What you really just need is to see where is it passing through on that y-axis. So looks like we have a line now. We've got 2 different points, and so this is going to be your 1, -3/4. This is going to be your -1, -1/4. All right, now we're in business. So let's look at how we can represent this using the slope-intercept form. So this b right here is our y-intercept. And so when we are looking at it, we think if x equals 0, so that means if we're going to get right here at 0 on our y-axis, what does y equal? Well, if I put a 0 right here, that's going to cancel out the m, and that's just going to give me b. So that's how we solve for it. And so y equals b, and so where is it? It looks like it crosses right there, and it looks like that is, yep, right on that -1/2. Right in between the -1/4 and the -3/4. So we're going to say y equals -1/2. So that gives me my y-intercept. Now I just need my slope. So that's what this m is. That is going to take a little bit of calculation, but that's fine. And you know what? I'm going to use this new point that I just plotted. I want, just because 0, anytime you can throw 0 in there, just makes it so much easier. So that's going to be x of 0. Y of -1/2. So what we're going to look for is the rise over run. So that's the change in the y over the change in x. So I need 2 different y values. I'm going to subtract them, 2 different x values, and I'll subtract those. So let's just use these 2 right here. So that's going to be my x1 and my y1. That's going to be my x2 and my y2. All right, so my y2, so -3/4 minus -1/2, and that happens, you get a minus a negative. That's fine. And then my x1, look at that, 1 minus 0. I love that. So now it's just going to be over 1. So these 2 are going to cancel each other out. That's going to be 2 negatives make a positive. So it's -3/4 plus 1/2, so that's going to be -1/4. So over 1 just means it's going to be a -1/4, because anything over 1 is just whatever the numerator is. So now I have my equation. So y equals, that's my m, x, and then my b is -1/2, so instead of a plus b, I'll just do -1/2, and that's how we can represent this. And so we're looking for answers, and here we see it down here. We can verify it is a negative slope because it has a slight downward from left to right. So our answer is C.